Hey, um, I am going to make you guys a video and I'm going to talk about teen pregnancy. I thought about coming in and talking to you guys, but I'm not a good public speaker. I will do much better on this video. I thought about making it all perfect and let's just be real, reality. I'm a mom. I am a hot mess. I do not have anything in order. I don't put makeup on. I work all day. I don't have time for that. So let's just be real and get on to it. I'll probably have some interruptions because I have kids. I'm gonna try not to say any cuss words. I cuss like a sailor. I have since I was like 12. um, but I do work with toddlers all day, so I'm pretty good at I say a lot. I'm pretty good at not cussing. My name is Jody. Everybody calls me JoJo. I've lived here for about 15 years. I'm from a smaller town down south, Sullivan, and I grew up in Mount Vernon, which is a little bit smaller than Champaign. I think that I kissed my first boy when I was in maybe 5th grade. It was really innocent. Not long after that, I think I had my real kiss, like French kiss. Started kissing boys, and my mom let me and my sister have boys over at the house. And that's when I started kissing boys. Soon after that, we got in a little trouble. We started getting in trouble. And my mom was like, we better move to a small town. So we moved when I was in the 7th grade and moved to a small town. And soon after, I found my crowd. You know, small town life gets kind of boring. So I started about a year after moving there, found my little group that I wanted to hang out with, and I started drinking. I wrote a lot of stuff down so I wouldn't get off track. Started drinking, you know, still had my boyfriends here, had my boyfriends there. Pretty innocent still. I think that I was in probably I think 8th grade is when I started drinking alcohol. My friends were doing it. All the little boyfriends that I had drank, so, you know, it started innocently. No peer pressure really involved. It was like, hey, they're doing it, I'm going to do it. Soon after that, smoking follows with it. All my friends were smoking cigarettes, and I remember stealing one of my mom's cigarettes, and it was disgusting. I don't even know why I did it. I just wanted to try it, but then I just started smoking. All my friends were doing it, and we would steal cigarettes, have people steal us cigarettes. Soon after that, started skipping school. I think around when I started high school in the 9th grade, I started skipping school, not too much. 9th grade, I think it was my sophomore year is when I started going out with my first real boyfriend. He was older than me. He already had graduated, so he would come and pick me up lunchtime, and I just never go back. We would have people steal us alcohol, steal us cigarettes, and we would just go during the day and go out in the woods, out in the country, and drink. Um, I lost my virginity to this boyfriend, and I just was so infatuated with him. It was like true love. You know, it was back then to me, he was the one. He was my true love. I loved him. He actually got to spend the night at my house. My mom would let him spend the night and pretty much live there. I think he had to pay her like $50 out of his paychecks or something. So, um, that's when I started skipping school multiple times a week, drinking all the time. Um, and I remember a party we went to, and all my friends were older. I was younger than all the people I hung out with. So they were already having sex, all of them. And I feel like I was kind of pressured into it. I didn't want to lose the boyfriend I had because I loved him so much. And he never really said like he would leave me if I didn't do it, but I was very much pressured into it for, I feel like, months. I didn't want to do it. And finally, I just gave in. Everybody else was doing it. And I wanted to still have my boyfriend, so I did it. I didn't like it, and I kept doing it. I still didn't like it. I just did it, I guess, to fit in, really. Um, so I always liked the bad boys too. Always. So, okay, where are we at? I'm at my sophomore year. And pretty much the whole year, I got horrible grades in school. Barely passed. I got C's and D's. No one really paid attention to my grades. I was passing, so I guess that was good enough. Come my junior year, no, the end of my sophomore year, the boyfriend that I had ended up going out with one of my best friends. She was older. She could drive. So I literally still hate her. I mean, we were all kids then, and we're grown-ups now. I actually just got a message from him not that long ago saying sorry for like, oh, sorry that happened. And I was like, water under the bridge, dude. We were like kids, so no need for apologies there. I look back at it like, doesn't all teenagers go through that kind of thing? But I was heartbroken for probably like 6 months over this guy. But I moved on. He was with my best friend that's, no longer was my best friend anymore. And I paid no attention to them. They both suck. Anyway, started my junior year, I met my baby daddy. And he also was older than me, so I'd skip school all the time still. same thing, go out. Had somebody steal us bottles from the gas station. We'd go out in the country or wherever, and we didn't have license or anything. Like if we had somebody with a car that would like drive us around, we'd be set. But most of the time we just walked. Nobody had any money. Like I'm not from a family that has money. So I actually never stole anything. I never would steal. I had people steal for me. Sooner or later, he moved in with us as well. Same deal. My mom didn't have a lot of control. I had a brother and a sister that was, my sister is 2 years younger, my brother is 3 years older, and we kind of took over the house when we were teenagers. My mom was at work. There was so many people in and out of her house, so it was kind of easy to just move somebody in. Finally, she got tired of it and was like, hey, if you're going to stay here, you're going to pay. Anyway, he ended up moving in, and we were sexually active, and I don't remember anybody ever talking to me about sex. I remember taking health in school and learning about, you know, everything you guys learn about in health. That's always awkward. But none of my parents, or my parents didn't talk to me about sex. I literally never thought about getting pregnant, was not even in the back of my mind. I don't know why, but I didn't. Nobody ever mentioned it. And all the time I was having sex, I didn't think that I could get pregnant. I literally don't even remember even knowing how to get pregnant. I'm sure I knew, like, they didn't have movies and TV like this social media like they do now. Kids can find out things that they want to from their friends, social media. And when I was growing up, they didn't have that. I might have known, I just don't remember thinking that. Anyway, unprotected sex can lead to pregnancy and a whole lot of other things, but I ended up getting pregnant. I don't know how long we were together before I did, but I think I didn't even realize I was pregnant until I was started showing. I was 16 years old, still in school, and I think I was about 3.5 or 4 months pregnant before I actually wrote a letter to my mother and told her that I was pregnant and we were having a baby, because we already decided we're having a baby. I maybe was in denial. I don't know. But I still drank and smoked until the day we decided we were having a baby. And I had to tell people because you could see that I was pregnant. So that was the last day that I walked into a classroom in my high school. As soon as I found out I was pregnant, I quit school. Nobody seemed to care that I was ever skipping, so I didn't think that they would care that I just didn't go back, and I didn't go back. I never had anybody to encourage me, parents, teachers, anything, that even acted like they remotely cared that I wasn't doing good in school or that I wasn't even going to school. So that's kind of hard as a teenager, not having somebody influential to encourage you to do good in school, because it's very important. And if somebody would have told me that back then, I probably wouldn't have listened anyway, because I was just, rebel teenager. and I didn't care what anybody said. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. But I mean, maybe I would have listened. I don't know. But I didn't. Um, so right as soon as I got pregnant, of course, my friends disappeared because I'm pregnant and they want to party. I did have a best friend that had a baby about a month after I did, so we were kind of pregnant together. So I did have somebody. We didn't really hang out much though. So being 16 and quitting school, no job, no money, I literally walked everywhere. Walked to my doctor's appointments, walked to the store, walked everywhere. Even after I had my baby, walked to the store to get formula. And I don't think I even got my license until I was 26 years old. No, I was 22 years old. I quit school before I even took driver's ed, so there's that. Dang, I already passed all that. Let's see. So, alcohol, I don't care what anybody says, leads to sex. And if you're going to do it, have safe sex, use condoms, birth control. It's all out there and it's available. Especially like this day and age, it's over the counter in Illinois. You can get birth control without a parent's consent. Condoms, Planned Parenthood. It's out there. Let me see. Where was I? I got in so much trouble. When I write this down, I'm like, who was watching me? I got arrested probably 3 or 4 times for curfew, for underage drinking. I had to get a job to pay all my fines. But okay, back to my pregnancy. I ended up having a healthy baby girl. And after I had her, I knew, I was like, oh, I'm getting a call, but I'll call back. After I had her, I knew I had to do whatever I could to take care of this baby. This is like when they put this baby in your arms, even though I was a baby myself, like my whole life changed. I had to do whatever I needed to do to take care of this baby. I had a baby. This is my baby. And I had to protect it no matter what. And that's what I was going to do. So I had a healthy baby girl. And as soon as I got home, like, things were so weird. Like, my whole life changed. Everybody be like, okay, I'm going to go smoke and we're going to drink. And I then realized, oh, I'm not going to do that. I can't. Like, I have to stay here and take care of the baby. And I remember crying and crying, like, it was hard. I had a lot of support from my family, not financially, but, emotionally, and they helped me so much take care of baby girl. I had to get a job, though. Somebody had to buy diapers. Nobody was going to do that. My baby daddy was still there, and he, of course, was working. So we made it, we did what we could. We got our own place. When I turned 18, we moved out. And still working, jobs. I worked as a housekeeper. I worked as a dishwasher, just, crappy jobs that just put money on the table for diapers. I had the medical card and I got a link card to, buy food, and I was on WIC, so that helped me buy formula. Without all that, literally would never have been able to feed my baby. So thank gosh that those programs are available. Even after I had baby girl, I continued down the wrong path of just drinking all the time, alcohol, smoking, and that leads to doing other drugs. And I was trying to live my teenage years while having a baby is hard. And like I said, I had family to help me take care of the baby. My sister was a teenage mother as well. She had a baby when she was 16 and 18. So as soon as I moved out of the house, we filled that house right back up with babies. My mom had her hands full, and she still does. I did get on birth control right after I had her, and I stayed on birth control for a long time, and I didn't have another kid until I grew up and she was 13 years old. But let's see, where am I? One thing about being pregnant, ladies, especially when you're a teenager, stretch marks. I still had a little body. I wasn't even done growing. And then I blew up and I gained 60 pounds when I got pregnant. And I have stretch marks up and down the back of my legs, all over my stomach, boobs, butt, like everywhere. And I don't care what they say. Stretch marks don't go away. You got them babies for life. I have one picture of me in a belly shirt, and that's it before I got pregnant. Until recently, because I'm like, I don't care, I'm wearing a belly shirt. What else? I remember when I was pregnant, hearing from somewhere, oh, if you punch yourself in the stomach, you could, you might get a miscarriage. And I remember being in the bathroom when I was barely pregnant, and I did it a couple times. And I think back to that, like, it just kind of makes me sick. To be that desperate to do something like that. Not that that would work. Like, my baby was the size of a green bean at the time. But that's just a sign of being desperate. It's awful. I think 1 month after I had baby girl, I turned 17. After I had her, I was like, okay, I got to do something. I remember going back to school and having a meeting with my guidance counselor, and I wanted to enroll back into school, and he advised me that I should quit school and just go get my GED. And I think back to that, and I was like, that is awful. I was the first girl to give birth in my class, and soon after, there was a couple here and there, but I don't know if it was because it looked bad on them. I don't know why he told me that, but I for sure did. I walked out and was like, oh, okay. And I didn't end up going to get my GED until I was 27 years old. And I struggled with it because I didn't finish school there's a lot I didn't know. So I had to go take a class to learn like math pretty much because I couldn't pass my math test on my GED because I never took algebra. And when I did go to school, like I wasn't there. I wasn't listening. I wasn't learning. I literally had to go take some classes so I could pass my GED because I never went to school. Um, so I missed out on so much. I never went to prom. I never went to homecoming. I was thinking about like memories from school. I don't have any like fun memories. I missed out on so much because I didn't go to school, and I regret that. I have no regrets. That is what I regret. Not going to school because it affects you for the rest of your life, I promise. I got in. Oh, I recently had a class reunion, my 25th class reunion, and I didn't go. It was me and my husband. I married somebody from my class. I didn't go because I never really connected with anybody in my class because I never was there and I never was a part of anything. And that makes me sad. So I really wish I would have went to prom. Hey, I did go to the parties though. I was at the prom parties. And my baby daddy went to prom with one of my friends. I mean, I didn't have anybody to buy me prom dresses or homecoming dresses or anything, even if I was going to go. But I laugh about baby daddy going with my friend to prom. There's pictures too. I don't know. I got in a whole bunch of trouble for writing bad checks. I had to pay a whole bunch of money because I literally didn't realize how that affected my credit, first of all. If you have bad credit, you can't do anything when you get older. You can't buy a house, get a car, get a loan for anything. And if I would have stayed in school, I would have took that class and I would have known that. I just literally didn't know how that could affect me. I remember writing a bad check to go pay for a bad check to buy alcohol. I think that I ended up, I think when baby girl was around 3 years old is when me and her dad ended up splitting our way, going different ways. We split up. We were young. He ended up having like 7 other kids, along with all kinds of baby mamas. So I pretty much was a single mom until she was about 10 years old, and we struggled. I mean, I kept food on the table, and we never had a car. We got rides to the laundromat. We just did what I had to do. And you will. To take care of your kids, you do what you have to do. Let's see. Well, okay, so I think I was a single mom, I said, until she was about 10. And then I met my husband. And still, I think that I struggle with bad credit. And I worked my ass off to recover from that. And it literally took me like 20 years to recover from writing bad checks and ordering stuff through the mail. Just, it's stealing. It really is. And just recently, like years ago, I was able to finally buy a house and get a car that I've never been able to do because of that. And that all boils down to staying in school. Baby girl is all grown up now. She's 26 years old and she has a daughter of her own. And she's a very good mother. And we are best friends. We kind of grew up together and we're close like sisters. Like, she literally is my best friend. I tell her everything. I've told her everything about my whole life and her past, and it only makes her stronger, and she learns from it. She has a 5-year-old daughter, and we were pregnant together. I have a 5-year-old son as well as I have a 13-year-old too. But we were pregnant together. She didn't get pregnant until she was 21. I always made sure she was on birth control from the get-go. I didn't want her to follow my path. I stayed on her to stay in school, get the good grades. She didn't do excellent, but she did it, and I'm super proud of her. But it was such a blessing to be pregnant with her, and now our children are best friends. They think they're twins. But that just shows to, teenage mothers can get through it. It's not easy. You're going to struggle, but do not give up and fight for what you deserve. And you can do it on your own too. Single mom. I did it, and so can you. And I'm lucky enough to have my family that helped me. A lot of people don't have that. And look, when you're a mom, I started doing my nails and I didn't finish. Anyway, I remember me and baby girl, when I was a single mom, moved 11 times. I moved every single year because I struggled to pay the rent. Like, we'd get kicked out. We lived in crappy trailers that leaked out of the roof. A house that had slugs all over the front porch. She calls it the slug house. We lived in some pretty crappy places, and every single tax season we got up and went and moved somewhere else. We were on the go. But, sometimes I would get kicked out. Like, I literally didn't have money to pay my bills. But like I said, I made it work, and we made it through that. It is a struggle, and you're going to struggle. Especially while raising a baby that has so many needs. I'm sure there's some stuff I left out of here, but I just want to let everybody thank you, first of all, for listening to me. Oh, I'm at 35 minutes. I didn't think it would last that long. This is not only about teen pregnancy, I guess. It's about being a school dropout, having an alcohol and drug problem, just struggling in life, um, not having people there for you that helps you along the way. Just, it's a little bit of, learn from all my mistakes. This is my story and it doesn't have to be yours. But I wanted to show you, if you do, go through any of these, or if you have any of these issues, you can make it out on the other side. I have. I am happy and healthy. My kids are happy and healthy. I have 2 boys and my baby girl, that I still call baby girl even though she's 26. I own my own house now, and I have my own business, nonprofit, Peaceful Period, and actually I donate to the office, so you can go get you some, girls, go get you a menstrual pack in the office. But yeah. Oh, here's a little advice. What I write here. Oh, little advice. Don't let your friends give you tattoos. um, all mistakes have consequences, and you just have to deal with them. And I wish everybody, the best on here, and stay in school. You made it this far. Don't give up. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you guys. I'm getting so many phone calls while I'm making this video. I hope everybody has a wonderful year, and safe sex. Don't drink. It leads to sex. If you're gonna do it, just please do it safely. Good night and good luck. Thank you all. Bye.